queue line. So in queue line, okay, who was having in the first position? Okay, so based on the order, the first customer or user, he will enter into ATM machine and he was doing some transaction. So now tell me guys here, the first user who was entered into ATM machine and doing some transactions. Okay, so until this transaction is complete, okay, until this transaction is complete, the remaining users who was there here, user 2 and user 3 was there. The remaining users, user 2 and user 3 was there. So these are remaining users, user 2 and 3. So these are under which position, guys? Under which position? Waiting position. Okay, under which position? Waiting position. Okay, so that means until unless the user one transaction is complete, the remaining users, how many are there? That every user should be waited. Yes or no? Come on, guys. Yes, definitely. So definitely we need to wait. There is no other chance for us. We should wait for that. Okay, until the user one request is going to be complete. So until user one request is complete, user 2 and user 3, they cannot access any kind of transaction or they cannot perform any kind of transaction here. Okay, now that means, so that means once this person transaction, okay, was done, suppose this transaction is done, for example, when the transaction is done, user one transaction is done, then it will give the chance to second user. Then now second user, he will go to ATM machine. Okay, so now second user, again we will go to ATM machine, and he will go to ATM machine and he's also doing some transactions. Okay, he's also doing some transaction here. So when he was doing transaction, under transaction will be processing. Under transaction will be processing. Okay, so under processing, what was happened again? The next user U3 want to wait. So U3 want to access or you want to do some transaction. Okay, he need to wait up to U2 user transaction is finished here. So, but the transaction is under processing. The U3 user cannot access or cannot perform any transaction. So he will be under waiting positions. Okay, now, so this is how the simple topic here, how we will be waiting the remaining users, okay, until the first user is going to be done is transaction, same as when you want to booking some, okay, suppose are using some tickets. Nowadays you can see IRCTC, okay, or through that website, we are going to be booking our tickets. Okay, now suppose there is a passenger 1 and passenger 2 and passenger 3. There are many passengers, they're using IRCTC website. So exactly, can you see in IRCTC, Tatkal tickets are there. Anybody listen now? Tatkal? Yes or no? So Tatkal ticket, maybe at the time of 10 a.m. it is started, Tatkal? 10 a.m. guys? 10 to 11 is a AC, 11 to 12 non-AC, na? Anything, something, okay, something you can see. So 10 a.m. it started. The AC tickets, for example, AC tickets, Tatkal AC tickets are started on, that means it does open, the counter is open 10 a.m. So that means exactly the 10 o'clock it was started. Careful observe. Exactly 10 o'clock it started. So then what happened when, okay, the bookings are open, immediately the passengers are ready to book their tickets. So now what happened? The request, that means passenger 1, passenger 2, and passenger 3, these 3 users, they started the procedure, started. Okay, he's also started. And he's also started. Okay, but the 3 passengers, they started at 10 o'clock. Same time they started. But while they're processing the step by step, okay, for example, the first user, the first passenger request, okay, the first passenger request, okay, reaching to your database server at, okay, 0 request is reaching to server. Careful observe guys here, reaching to database server at the time of 0.5 seconds it reached. So the second user, the second passenger request is reached, okay, the request 0.3 seconds, the request is reached. Suppose the passenger 3, his request is reaching, so 0.6 seconds it was taking now. So that means they started at the same time, but while they're processing the request by request, the step by step, maybe in that process, okay, maybe the time period will be changed. So at this moment, what it was happened, which user request is reached to your Oracle server within the less period of time, that user request only first it will be take it. Is it right or wrong? Come on guys, is it correct or not? Yes. So now in these 3 passengers, which user request will be reached to your server within the short period of time? P2, the passenger 2. So that means passenger 2 request will be processing by your Oracle server. So now tell me, until unless the passenger 2 request is processing, now tell me P1 and P3 request, can it will take? Can it will take? That means what it was happening here? Okay. Then what it was happened guys here? So until the P2 passenger request is still processing, then P1 passenger and P3 passenger should be. That means these requests will take by Oracle. That means these people requests will take by your server to process or not? No. That means P1 and P3, these requests will be under waiting positions. Under waiting positions. Yes or no? So that's why, can you see guys here, when we are booking the tickets, sometimes what it was happening, you know, the 1 or 2 steps we will be completed. Step 1, step 2 completed. But the next level, your cursor will be processing like this. Can anybody identify? So your process will not going on, but your cursor will be moving like this. So it was moving like this means what now? Your request is waiting. Can I identify anybody? Whenever you want to booking the tickets, so first step is successfully done, second step successfully done. But when you come to third level, then your step will not going to next level, and it will be there itself only your request will be processing. Can you find out anybody? Yeah. So that means what now? Your request will not taking by server, because server already engaged with another passenger request. Which passenger request your server is engaged here? Yes, P2 passenger, because P2 passenger request is a short period of time, it reached to your database server, then database server will take the first request P2 and processing. So until unless the passenger 2 request is not completed, then remaining passenger requests are under waiting position, or else we can say holding position we called. So that means this user transaction once complete, then it will take the second user request as per the time period. Okay, now, but how these two people will be under waiting means internally your server will maintain what now? Locks here. Okay, with the help of locking techniques, so the remaining users requests will be under waiting. So that means the remaining users, they cannot access the operation, whatever that booking tickets. Why they cannot perform? Because of the first user request still not complete. So that's why the remaining user booking tickets are under which positions? Waiting position. And how it will be keeping that waiting means with the help of what now? Locking techniques. Suppose this user either your transaction will be done, so completed, then immediately which request will go to server will take now? P1 or P3? Yes, now it will take a P1 because P1 request is reached 0.5 second. So immediately this waiting position will give a permissions to a user request. Okay, then the permissions are taken by user request and later it will be processing. So once it will be processing means, again here also what it was happen, until unless this user request is done, okay, then third user will come to taking, or it will be taken by your Oracle to process. Okay, so like it will be waiting. Okay, now my point understand here. But here one more very important, the transaction whatever you did maybe the transaction, I can't say that every time success, maybe the transaction will be success, okay, na, otherwise fail, okay, but should be complete. Okay, so if a transaction successfully done means your transaction completed. Your transaction, if you cancel means also what it was happened, your transaction is over. That means either say yes or say no, anything, it means that that person work is finished. If you say yes, your transaction completed. If you say cancel, even though your transaction is completed, but here failure transaction completed, here successful transaction is completed, that's it. But anyone either success or fail, it means that your request is completed. Understand na? So that point should be remembered. So either success or fail, your request, your transaction is complete, and your server will take the next priority user request. So this kind of management, this kind of transactional request managements, how the servers, database servers will maintain internally means with the help of what now? Locking techniques, guys. Okay, now with the help of what now, guys? Here, locking techniques. My point understanding now. So this is the concept of your locking mechanisms. This is the concept of your locking mechanism. Okay, now so that is the advantage of locking techniques, which will be maintained by every database, okay, in their database servers internally maintain this locking techniques. Understand now? So with the help of this locking techniques, whatever the online transactions we are performing through an applications by many customers or by many people, okay, so those are transactionals, how it will be managing. So which user request first I have to take, which user request second I have to take. Okay, so until is complete, remaining positions, okay, or waiting positions. So these are all kind of okay. So these all kind of the transactions, how it will be maintained means is the reason of lockings. Okay, so the practical I will show you. Don't worry. When I'm showing practically, you can get some more idea and confident on this topic. Okay, right. But how these lockings will be done by your database servers means in two levels it will be done, guys. One is we called as a row level lockings we called. Okay, and the second one is called as a table level lock we called. Table level locks we called. The first one row level and second one table level. So how the row level locks will be maintained by database servers. Okay, so in this again the two mechanisms are there. First mechanism is going here. So simply single row locking mechanism, single row lock, and the second mechanism is called as, guys, here multiple rows lock. Okay, either one specific row data can be locked by your database server as per user request. Otherwise, multiple rows also locking by your database server as per user request. Okay, now, so these are the two levels. The locking techniques will be happening on row level category. Okay, only row level, not column level, only row level. Okay, now, right. So let me see what is single row locking and what is multiple row locking. Let me come out. See, I will show you practically. Carefully observe. The first of all, guys, here, so you just open your SQL Plus, and I'm going to open this. Okay, so I open here my SQL Plus editor. Okay, this is one user, guys, here. I'm just taking now. Okay, so I will connecting this user. Okay, fine. So connecting here. So here my user, for example, system is one of user here, and he will take manager. So now he will connect it. So system manager successfully connected in this. Okay, there's nothing problem, and I just set my few environment settings that I'm doing now. So the settings are over and clear the screen. Okay, and then I have to show who is this here. Yeah, system user. I keep it this and I minimize this one. Okay, let me come again, select your SQL Plus icon, click right mouse button and take one more connectivity. So this connectivity you come back and see now. Okay, fine. And this is, for example, so your database name is what I said, MyDB 11 AM. MyDB 11 AM. Okay, that connected here, and here also I need to set some page size. So page size 100 and set lines. Okay, so 160 that. But guys, here I think in this we have a table EMP or not. Let you check out. I want to check this. Okay, there is no EMP table. Okay, I want to do one thing. So my EMP table, I will be copy this from my Oracle demo tables. Yeah, so one of my demo table, I'm taking EMP table because we don't have in our user. Okay, so I just put it this, and the table is created successfully. And now some data I'm inserting here. Okay, fine. So the data I'm inserting now. Okay, finally. So I just commit here to permanent data purpose. Yes. Okay, clear now? That's okay. That's fine. And finally, this user I'm showing, show user, carefully observe. So here what I did, sir, means I was open the two connectivities. Okay, I open now. Carefully observe. This is one user, the user number 2 or the username is MyDB11am, and this is another user connectivity system. So that means now tell me guys here how many user connectivities are there? Yes, definitely. The two user connectivities are there. So one user is a show user system. One user is called a MyDB11am user. Okay, fine. Now in this, one of the user, any one user as your wish. Okay, now any user you can take. So now I'm taking one of the user system. The system user, what he was going to do, he was trying to performing some DML operation on particular table. Okay, so now he was writing like this: update. Okay, the table name EMP, but EMP table is having under MyDB11am user. So that name prefixed I'm taking update MyDB11am. So point understand, I'm slowly comparing here. EMP set sal is equals to 1100 where EMP number is equals to 7788. So here carefully observe. System user, he was doing some transaction on EMP table, and this EMP table is having under MyDB11am user. That's why the prefixed name I was taken for accessing purpose. Already we knows that. So now I'm taking that, and what I'm doing here, I'm updating salary 1100 whose employee number 7788. So carefully observe. When I was executed this one, what it was happening, you can see one row is updated here. But here very important point is, can you tell me guys here, whatever the transaction we did update and whatever we perform update on EMP table, this update is, that means this update transaction is a permanent or temporary? Tell me guys, this update transaction is permanent or temporary? Yes, very good. This is temporary. It's not permanent, because already we knows that. Okay, DML operations are temporary operations in our Oracle. Yes or no? Yeah. So temporary. Temporary means what now? This transaction is not confirmed by system user. He just performed, but he was not committed this transaction. When he was committed this transaction, then only it will be permanently executed. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys? Come on. Yes. But what it was happened, guys, here, he was still not committed. He was still not committed means what? Still, this request is under processing only. The server still this request under processing level only, but not still completed. Because when this request will be permanently updated, when you do commitment, then only this transaction is successfully done. Okay, now suppose if user instead of commit, can I use a rollback also now? Yes or no, guys? Yes. So rollback means what now? Your transaction is success or cancel? Your transaction is cancel. So either you can commit your transaction, done. Either you cancel your transaction, done. Yes or no? So that means your operation is finished. Either you say yes, either you say no, but your operation will be finished here. That is the point. Okay, now, right? But he was not committed and nor rollback. So still he was leaving like this. It means that still this request is under processing, because still it is not a permanently happened. That means the transaction is not finished. The transaction still under process. Exactly at this point of time, second user is there. Second user, who is this here? MyDB 11 AM. So this user is also doing same transaction, which is already under processing of which row? 7788. On that row, again the same transaction, the user 2, it means MyDB 11 AM is also performed. So now carefully observe. Carefully observe. Very slowly I'm writing. Carefully observe. Yes. But tell me guys here, already EMP number 7788 row is already under processing now. On this row, your transaction already under processing now. Yes. Processing means what now? This row is locked already. This row is locked by your Oracle server because still is under processing. Still is under processing, so that this row is locked by your Oracle server. Okay. So, but the lock is not released here still now. When the lock is released, guys, when when this lock is released here, when users say either commit or rollback. So whenever system user commit or rollback, then only this row lock is released by Oracle server. So system user, until unless is not committed, is not rollback, then your 7788 specific row is locked. Already locked. When it is locked, when user performing this operation, at the time of operation perform only, your 7788 is locking by your server internally. So on this locked row, what second user is also doing same work, same operation, same row. What it was happening, you can see the second user request will be accepting or keeping under waiting position. So keeping under waiting position. Let you see what happened. So practical I'm showing now. So see here under lock. Now I'm going to executing this one. What happened? You can see I'm entered now. I entered. See, I entered. My cursor is going to be come down, but it is not showing one row is updated. Nothing was showing. My point, understand now? My cursor is blinking here. It came to next line. Okay, but here it doesn't show one row is updated. Why? Means this request still not taken by your database server. This request is not reached to your database server still. Okay, because of why this request is not accepting by server means already the same row is locked. Okay, is already 7788 row is already locked. When it was locked, when your first user sending your request. Okay, now so that's why the second user still waiting position. Now let me see. So now the second user request, when it will take server, when first user request should be finished. Finished means, okay, you should complete your transaction. Now, okay, sir. Now I'm giving commit. See what happened. You can see very important. What happened? You can see. So now system user, he was doing commit. Commit means what now? He was confirming. His transaction will be confirmed to update permanently. So that was confirming here. So he was confirming. So he was confirmed. Once he committed, then your transaction successfully completed. Then this transaction successfully completed means what now? Whatever the lock is there, the lock is released by your Oracle server. The lock is released by your Oracle server. Let me see. If released, then immediately second user request is going to be accessed. Now see, careful observe. Now I'm committing. Yes. So when I committed, you see immediately showing one row affected now. Understand now? Yes. So when he was committed, then immediately the second user request is now processing by your server. Now this user request is processing, then what happened? The another user request will not take by server now, because IDB 11 name user should be confirm this transaction either yes or no. Got it now? The point is understand. Come on, guys. Yeah, so this is what it was happening. But here, how many rows the server locked here? How many rows we locked here? Only one row. Okay, now? Yes. So now, okay, fine. This is first example, and here also I just committed to leave my transaction. Yes, leave it. So, okay, it's over. I just clear now. This is single row locking mechanism here. Okay, now? Right. So that is a example of single row. And now let me see multiple row lockings. So multiple row, how we can lock here, observe. But your very important point is, whenever you need to lock multiple rows in your table, there is one separate clause was there that is called a for update clause. I should be use it now. For update clause. So it is compulsory we should use for update clause in which query? In select query. In which query? In select query. Okay, now? Right. This is compulsory whenever you want to go for lock your multiple rows, whenever you want to lock, the system want to lock or server want to lock. So your request should be sent along with the for update clause. Okay, right. So let me see one practical example on this. So now here observe multiple row. So okay, the locking technique, how it will be happen, you can see. Same as guys here, the two people are there. So again, I will show you. Show my username, and here also show my username. So now this user, this user is doing something. Okay, he was retrieving some group of rows. Now he was writing select star from so mydb 11am.emp where department number is equals to 10. So that means department number 10 who are working under department number 10, those employees data he want to retrieval. Okay, but what I said, whenever we want to send this request to your server, compulsory what I want to use for update class, we should use it. Which class I want to use, guys? Here for update class we should use it. So when I'm using for update class, along with this, I just executed now. Okay, the multiple rows are came out because in department number 10, how many employees are working, guys? How many employees are working? Yeah, 3 employees are working. That means called a 3 rows, multiple rows. So now what happened? The department number 10 rows locked by Oracle server. So how many rows locked here? 3 rows are locked. So who belongs to department number 10? Those 3 rows are locked here. It means department number 10 rows are locked by your Oracle server as per system user request. Okay, but system user, again, this request is not confirmed here. Confirmation means either commit or rollback. Yes or no? But he was not confirmed here. So when he was not confirmed, then on the same department number, if other user is doing any, see now he was doing now. For example, said Sal is equals to 2200. So where department number okay, so update EMP said Sal is equals to 2200 where department number 10. So now what he was doing here, the second user, what he was doing, he was updating salary who are working under department number 10. But tell me guys here, the department number 10, okay, the department number 10 rows already locked now. Yes or no? Yeah, already locked. Already locked. So on that locking rows, MyDB 11 AM user is doing some updation. What it was happening, you can see. What it was happening, you can see. Now I was entered. Yes. So I was entered, but my cursor is going to next line. But are you showing that your 3 rows are updated? Any request you got it? Sorry, any response you got it? No respond. No response I'm getting from server because this request is not accepted by server. Why it is not accepting? Because already the first user request is not finished. The first user request is finished, then only second user request will take to server. Okay, now that's why it is still waiting position. Now when it was going to be done, now first example I was given commit now we can use rollback. That means anyone you can use rollback or commit. Okay, now see, when I'm rollbacking here, what happened? You can see, yes, when I roll back this, immediately here request is accepting and processing, 3 rows are updated. Okay, now, so this is what we call as a multiple rows locking technique. So first example, single row locking mechanism. This example, multiple. Got it my point now? So these are what now the 2 things. Next one. Okay, in these 2 examples, what we understand, any one user request will be processing and one user request is waiting. Yes or no? In these 2 examples, what you identify means one user request is processing and another user request is waiting. Yes or no? Come on guys, yes or no? Yes. Yes. But one more doubt is coming to me. For example, sir, suppose here assume P1 user, P2, the both users sending the request to my Oracle server, okay, so same time they started, and unfortunately or fortunately both user requests will take to database server exactly at 0.5 seconds. So user 1 request, passenger 1 request, passenger 2 request, both are reaching to your database server on the same time. My question understand? Both user request is going to server on same time. Okay now? Tell me, if both user request is reaching to you on same time, then tell me which passenger request are you accepted? Come on. Suppose you are the database server guys. Okay, my point, somebody is not understanding. That's why they're giving wrong response. So clear observe. You are the database server guys. Okay. To you, there is 2 users request is coming to on same time. The 2 user request is reaching to you. Then tell me which user request you will take it. P1 na, P2 na, or none of them. None of them here. P1, how can you say P1? P1 request is also 0.5 seconds. P2 request is also 0.5 seconds. Then how can you decide to take which one? Yes or no? Somebody still not understanding my concept. Arey yaar, what I am telling here, both user request आपको सेम टाइम पे आया है, तो क्या करेगा आप? किसको चूज करेगा? आपको P1 को चूज करेगा या P2 को चूज करेगा? Come on, some people not understand. That's why I'm telling in Hindi. किसको चूज करेगा आप? Yeah, none of them na. Very good. None of them, because both are coming to me on the same time. Both are coming to me on same time. Then which one I want to give priority? I don't know to whom I want to give a priority, because both are coming to on same time. Okay, then what the server will do it here? The server will not take any request. The server will not take any user request. Then both users are comes under. So whenever the both user request will not take by server and both users are having under which position? Waiting and waiting, waiting and waiting, then this kind of both user requests are waiting, then this is called as a, anybody expected? Anybody expected? This is called as a deadlock situation. What is deadlock? Is very important for your interview. What is deadlock? So deadlock is nothing but multiple users or any user, either first user, second user, third user, fourth user, lakhs of users. So all users request will be under process. It doesn't take by server. It means you should understand one point. What is that? That all user requests are reached to server with same time. On same day, same times, it will be reached to server. Then the server cannot decide to take which request first. So that reason what happened? So you are, okay, nobody can perform operation. User 1 cannot perform, user 2 cannot perform, user 3 cannot perform, user 5 cannot perform, nobody can perform. All are having under waiting positions. So this kind of situation in technically, in database terminology, we called as a deadlocking. Dead means what now? No one can. Okay, now? So that is called a dead. So your request will be under dead position. So your request will not take by your server any request, not only one particular. So that's called a deadlock situation, and your request is under deading position. Okay, now. So this is what we called as a deadlock situation. Now let me see. Practically, I will do you. Practically, I will show you. Here, observe. Okay, this is I roll back here. So this is also I'm going to take some rollback because I need to cancel compulsory. Yes or no? Right. Now it is cancelled clear. And you're also, I'm doing that. Let me see. So again, this is my user, okay, and he was doing one update operation. So update mydb 11 am dot emp set sal is equals to 3300. So where emp number is equals to 7788. Okay, he was doing this. Come to my second user, show my user. Okay, he's also doing update. So EMP set sal is equals to 4400, where EMP number is equals to 7369. So he's also doing. So here what happened? First user is doing update operation on 7788 row. So that's why accepting this request. So second user is doing the same operation on 7369. Okay, it is also accepted because both are two different requests. Okay, now, and two different rows. So what happened? The user 1 request basis, this row is locked by your server. User 2 request basis, this row is locked by server. So individually, the two different users, they're sending two different requests on different rows. So it was happening. So both are locking here. So 7788 lock, 7369 is also locked by server as per their individual user request. Okay, fine. Now next one you can do. Update mydb 11am.emp. Okay, set sal is equals to 5500. So where EMP number is equals to 7369. Tell me, guys. Now my question. So this request, can I accept now or not? 7369 user request. That means first user, system user is doing. Okay, one more request he was sending on 7369. Can he do it? No, he can't do it this. Why, sir? Why he can't do it on this row? Because this row already locked under processing now already. Yes or no? Already under processing and locked this one. Okay, that's why you cannot. See, I'm entered here. Observe. I'm entered. I entered. See, come on. The cursor is come to your next line, but it doesn't showing any one row updated. Right? So it doesn't happening this because of reason this is already processing here. Okay, now in the same situation, the second user is doing now. Update EMP set sal is equals to 6600. So where EMP number is equals to 7788. So now 7788, this user can do it. No. Why? Because why he can't do it? Because already 7788 is under processing. He's not committed now. Yes or no? He's not committed. He's not rollback. So already this is also under processing. So that's why this user request will not take by your server. And the situation, which situation is come to you, observe now. Now I entered. Careful, observe. Yes, I entered. When I was entered, you see the situation is came. And what's the situation, guys? Deadlock detected while waiting for their resource. Understand now? So here what happened? Deadlock situation. Why? Because both the requests are waiting for their resource. Understand now? Come on, guys. Yes. So this is a clear error is also showing. I don't want to do anything. It's a clear error. What is the error is saying that deadlock detected while waiting for their resource. Okay. So MyDB 11 AM also waiting for their resource 7788 to do work, and user system is also waiting their resource to do some operation on 7369. Because both users are going to be performing on the same day, same time on already locked rows. Already under processing rows, they are performing. So this kind of situation is called as what now? Deadlock situation. So that's why in your language, what I said, the two different users, they're performing on same day, same time, same request. Then what happened? No one can perform. It called as a deadlock. It called as a deadlock. Okay, now. But how to avoid this deadlock means again the same thing. You have to use commit or rollback. Okay. Let me see. Suppose I just roll back here. What happened? You can see if this person roll back, then MyDB 11 AM user is accessing now. Now see, he was rolled back here. Now he was accessed. Okay, now right. So now he will, because okay now. So now you can observe here. So now you can see this is what we called a deadlock. So that means again what it was happened, again this deadlock problem also we can avoid for using of rollback or commit. So when you release it, release means what now? This user is cancelled. This user is cancelled. Cancel means what now? The transaction is cancelled. So that's why the second user, so whatever 7788, whatever it is performed by system user under processing now, this one. Okay, this is cancelled. When this is cancelled, then this user can be perform this. That means here what happened? Any one user should be cancel or commit their request. Okay, now then only the other user can be get it, and the deadlock situation also we can avoid it. Okay, now fine. This is what we called as a deadlock situations, and these are the rows, the row level, how many single row, multiple row, and one more type is there that called as a deadlock technique. So these are the three levels, three methods I can use on my row level. Okay, and the next one is called as what? Table level locks. So table level locking, what it was happen, you can see in this level, in the same pattern we're giving. Okay, to lock the entire table, to lock the entire table. But here, this locking technique, stable level, again, two levels, it will be as, okay, two ways it was doing that. What is we called as a share lock, and second one is called as here, okay, exclusive lock. Exclusive lock. So share and exclusive. Okay, now so here what we can say, exclusive lock. Okay, now right. So now here share and exclusive. So these are again two methods to lock your table. Okay, now to lock your table, either sharing lock technique or exclusive lock technique. So what it was happening in share and exclusive, observe. So now, okay, share lock, it means what? Okay, so here observe, share lock means here any user can lock a table. Okay, share lock, what it was telling us, any user can lock your table. So that means you can lock a table and I am also can lock a table. That means multiple users can lock a table. That kind of a technique is called a sharing lock. So I can lock and you can also lock it. That's your wish. Okay. So this is what the mean of share lock. And what is the syntax to do this share lock mechanism? Okay, that's called as a lock table, and give it your table name in which mode? Share mode. This is my syntax of a sharing lock. Okay, let me see practically. Come back to you. So I just go to avoid this, and here also I just clear it now. Yes, this one, and this is also I'm clearing now. Now you can see. So now what I want to do, guys, here. So again, the user will be there here, the first user. Okay, and he was doing that lock table. So mydb 11 am dot emp in share mode. So what it was saying, guys, here, table is locked. Understand my point now? Okay. So table is locked. So who was locked this table? System. So this entire table is locked. So entire table is locked means what happened? On this table, we cannot perform any operations, DML operations, insert, update, delete operations are we cannot perform. But the same thing, the second user also, show user what now? Lock. He's also trying to lock table. So lock table name in share mode. Okay, what happened? You can see, yes, he's also have a right to lock the table. So that means what happened? EMP table locked by system user, and EMP table locked by MyDB 11 AM user. That means here both users are locking here. This kind of situation is called as what now? Sharing lock technique we call. Okay, but these lockings are again this shared locking again. What do we want to do? How again commit this person is released now. So lock is released. Now any user can perform. Okay, he's also releasing the lock. So now he will also release the lock. Suppose he was doing commit, nothing problem. He's also released. So now what happened? MyDB 11 AM user can perform any operation on EMP. System user can perform any operation on EMP. So because both users are releasing their locks. This is sharing lock we call. What about your exclusive lock? Exclusive lock means in this case, okay, only one user, that is called any one user can lock a table. Only one user. Okay. Now the syntax will be same, but little bit mode will be changed. Okay. So what you say, lock table name in which mode? Exclusive mode. Which mode? Exclusive mode. Okay now, right? So now let me see. So let me come back to our practical example here. So now I just clear this, and here also I'm clearing now. So now we can see that this person show my user. Okay, he was doing this locking table. So MyDB 11 AM dot EMP and in exclusive mode he was done. Okay, he was done with the exclusive mode option. With exclusive mode option, the user one, he was done to lock your table. Okay, fine. So that means your table successfully locked. But in the same time, okay, next one, the second user, he was trying next level. Now he was trying now the same table he was locking now. So lock table, so EMP and okay, lock table name in exclusive, he will pass. Exclusive, he will pass. So exclusive, what he was say mode, then what happened? You can see he is not done. So he's what? Waiting position. See, still your cursor is going to be waiting because already this table is locked by who? System. By which mode? Exclusive mode. Exclusive mode means what I said, only one user can do that much. Okay, that's why second user is waiting. But this user, when it was accepted, when this user will be release the lock. So he will release the lock by using of commit and rollback. Now he released, then the other user table is locked here. Okay, now, yeah. So this is what we called as a locking. But the thing is what now, this locking purpose, we don't want to do anything actually. It is by default internally your databases are maintained. But here, so practically why I'm showing that, you need to understand what it was, whether it is locking or not. Okay, but for this purpose, we don't want to do any settings, any property settings or any programming code, not necessary. So it's an inbuilt when you perform insert, update, delete, select. So these statements, whenever you performing, automatically your lockings are prepared by your server internally. Okay, now, so in that way, your transactions will be preventing by database servers, okay, in your database. Okay, now, so not only Oracle, guys, this is Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL. So any RDBMS database products will maintain these locking techniques internally, because these are not necessary to exposing outside, but internally it will be working like this. The internal process I'm showing how it will be by taking of small examples. Understand now? So this is what the concept of locking. Okay, right, guys, and it is also small topic here. So to finish here, and the notes, main notes, I'm sharing to you. Once your side also do practice, then you will get some idea. Okay, so some topics, the small topics purpose, I'm not sending any running notes. Okay, because there is no need to write any running notes here, small topics. So that's why directly main notes I'm sending to you. Okay, yesterday partition class and this today class, these are the no running notes here, directly explanation on the topics. Okay, right. So guys, here, so this main notes also I'm showing to you. Okay, once after that, just do one practice on this, that's enough. What the minimum idea purpose, do one practice. Okay, right, yes. Then I stop it here, and tomorrow I will meet to you. And I said Saturday I will take complete doubt session. So in this 5 days of sessions,